Good morning everyone and welcome to a new reading vlog. This is going to be another weekend reading vlog. I have just posted the last one that I did of these and I can honestly say that I had a really fun time during that weekend as I was reading and filming what I was getting up to. So I decided to do the same this weekend. I do actually have a pretty busy day today. I have already gotten up, I've straightened my hair, I have cleaned the kitchen a little bit and I'm actually off in about 10 minutes to go and get my eyebrows dyed and waxed. So that is the first kind of big task of today. Then I would like to get some reading done whilst my eyebrows kind of cool down so that I can put some makeup on, film 1 or 2 videos and also get ready to go out tonight. For those of you who don't know, my birthday is on the 3rd of July and my cousin Adriana's birthday is on the 10th of July, so it's always exactly a week apart, and we have decided to go out tonight, which is Saturday the 6th of July, to celebrate both of our birthdays. I'm so excited guys. We are going to an Italian restaurant that we all love. I tend to get the same thing, but I've looked at the menu and I think I may choose something different, which, yeah, is not very common for me. I tend to stick to what I know because I know that I enjoy them. But I may push the boat out, you know, and go for something a little bit different. We shall see. So we have a very busy day today. I am probably going to have to edit a bunch tomorrow and just tidy up the house and things like that. But when I do get a chance, I would like to carry on reading my book. Now, you will have seen it from the thumbnail. The book that I'm reading is Shadow and Storms by Helen Shura, which is the 4th and final book in the Legends of Thesmar series. This is a series that I absolutely just fell in love with. I picked up the first book on a whim during Realmathon. A lot of people had it on their TBRs and it sounded interesting, so I gave it a go and yeah, the rest is history. I fell in love. So I'm now up to book 4. I've been desperate to dive into this one. It has just been released and I've managed so far to get 44% of the way through this. So I'm not going to read this book in its entirety in this vlog. I'm already almost up to the halfway point, and that is because I joined in on Rachel from Rachel Kerris's reading sprints last night. In case you don't know, she's hosting an amazing readathon throughout the month of July, which is called Magical Hopathon. It combines 2 of my favourite things, which are books and Disney. So I have said that I'm kind of low-key participating in that this month, but I sat down last night during the first sprint to look at my TBR and I can actually fit in most of the books on my TBR and get to some books that I really want to as well. So it's a really nice and fun way to get to some books that I really want to. And yeah, last night I joined in on some sprints. I was reading this book and as I mentioned, I've got 44% of the way through. So thank you Rachel for hosting those last night. They really did let me focus and just dedicate so much time to reading this, and that is why I've managed to get so far through. I'm just realising guys, I haven't even given you a synopsis for this. So in the first book we follow our main character Thea, who has been training to become a warrior of Thesmar her entire life. The only problem with this is that I think 20 or 30 years ago a prophecy came to light that essentially said that a woman who could wield a blade would one day bring about the fall of the empire, and so everyone went into panic mode and the men stripped the women of all of their weapons and their ranks. They were essentially given mundane tasks to get by, but yeah, they weren't allowed to do any fighting or wield a weapon in any way. Thea though is not really one to adhere to the rules, and so she has been secretly training her whole life to master her skills in the art of weaponry so that she will hopefully one day get the chance to prove herself and to fight as a warrior of Thesmar, and one day she is actually found. She is captured. Obviously what she's doing is illegal, and so she is taken before the king. However, something happens during that time which works in Thea's favour because she's actually given permission from the king to train. So she is then enlisted into this kind of training camp for young warriors who are all men of course, and she faces a lot of different challenges as you can imagine just being in that environment. Not only that though, it seems as though Thea has some sort of magic that she can access. And again, this is kind of forbidden, and so not only does she have to make sure that she looks after herself during her time at this training camp, but she also needs to try and figure out what's going on with herself and her powers whilst everything is worsening in the empire around her. This series is filled with fantastic relationships. We have platonic friendships, we have familial relationships, and we have an amazing romance that I absolutely love. So all in all, it just has a combination of elements that really do work for me, and yeah, I'm really sad that I'm now up to the final book, but I'm also very excited to see how it all ends. Sorry if you can hear the rain from my conservatory, guys. It has started pouring down, which is really annoying because I was going to take Kiwi for a quick walk before my appointment. Honestly, I probably still have to do that because I don't think she's been out this morning, and obviously she needs to. So I'm going to brave the rain and take her out and then go to my appointment, and I will probably catch up after because, yeah, as I mentioned, I will have to wait a little bit for my eyebrows to calm down. I get really red when I have a wax, and so yeah, it's just not cute. So I'll need to wait for them to calm down. So I think I'm gonna get some reading done in the meantime before putting on some makeup and getting ready to film and go out.
My heart is made of stone. I know it's not my fault. It's just the way it is, love. My childhood was a bore. My feelings got ignored. Now I get back to now, love. Got me feeling like I stepped on legal, stressing on my way to work. My way to work. Smiling like a robot, try my best to cover up how much it hurts. You know it hurts. I'm not coming to your birthday party. You know I can't dance when I'm broken hearted. My family don't care. I guess they're unaware. I moved out of the nest then. The city's cold and dark, inspires all my art, but I just get so messed up. Got me feeling like I stepped on legal, stressing on my way to work. My way to work. Smiling like a robot, try my best to cover up how much it hurts. You know.
Right guys, it is currently 5:15 and I am meant to leave here at 5:30, so I best make this quick. I did manage to make it to my appointment this morning. You obviously can't quite tell the difference now that I have makeup on, but yeah, I will pop a picture of what my eyebrows look like once I got them done. I always laugh at myself after getting them done because I go so red. My skin has always been sensitive and it shows up at its worst when I have a wax, because look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so embarrassing. So I needed it to calm down a little bit, and so I watched the rugby actually, because Wales was playing this morning, they were playing Australia, and then the next game wasn't until 3:30, so I had plenty of time to sit down and read. Now, bearing that in mind, I have now made it up to 73% of this book. Kiwi is also here, by the way. Let me show you. She's got a bottle that she's not meant to have. So she's being a bit sneaky with it, aren't you? And she's crawling all over my tights, so no, don't do that. But yeah, I did make it up to 73% of the way through, which is fantastic. I feel like I could have read a bit more, but I was definitely getting distracted. And I just haven't really been in the mood to read recently, and I feel like it takes a lot more willpower now to make me sit down and actually focus. So yeah, so far this book is amazing. I feel like though I do have one little issue with it, and that is that essentially this book, being the final book, is a kind of build up to a big war. So the first half was a lot of that, which I did appreciate. There's a lot of planning, there's a lot of strategizing involved, which is obviously something that you would expect, but then all of a sudden they have gone and they've made it to the battle, and the way that they got there is kind of brushed over. It's like 1 minute they're here and then the next they are starting to fight, and the war has just come to them like that. So I guess that's my only gripe with it. Now that I'm thinking about it though, there is something else. I'm not going to spoil anything, but our characters have been through a lot in this series, and 1 or 2 of our characters have dealt with a lot of trauma, and they are really struggling to come to terms with that and get over that, which is completely understandable. And there's a lot of attention drawn to it at the start of the book, and these characters are taking care of each other, and then again, like that, it hasn't been mentioned since. So I don't know if it's because we have a battle and people's minds are preoccupied and they're not thinking about themselves and their trauma, but I did just find it a little bit jarring, so I wanted to mention it here. Other than that though, absolutely loving this series. I love all the characters. We have had some shocking moments. We have had a few reveals, and I did kind of guess a big plot point, and now that it's confirmed, I'm kind of glad that it did go in that direction, because I feel like something happened that was a bit too easy, but it was all kind of tactical on the other person's part in this war, and it's definitely going to lead to a lot of consequences now. So I feel like I'm going to fly through the last 27% of this book. Not sure if I'm going to do so tonight, because I am heading off now. I actually do really need to go. If we still have some natural light left when we come back, I would like to film a video. If that's possible, it may not be. I may be too drunk for it. We shall see. If that is the case, I will probably sit down and power through some more of this book. I'm not saying I'll finish it tonight, because I don't want to put that pressure on myself. We might end up going out in town. We might end up coming back here and going to the local pub for a few drinks. I'm not sure where the night's going to take us. So it's better that I don't say anything, because yeah, you guys know I tend to say something and then I just don't do it. So I'm not going to commit to anything, but yeah, I'm very excited to be going for a meal now. It's in a lovely place that we've been before, and yeah, I'll take you guys along with us, show you the area and show you what we get up to and what we have to eat as well. This is the view, guys. How lovely is it? We're by the pier, and if I turn you around, you can see there that this just carries on going. It's so pretty. It's very windy though, as you can probably tell, but yeah, it's such a nice place to come for food. And then this is the restaurant that we're going to. It's a lovely little place. This used to be in the high street, but it's moved here since, I want to say, like 2 years now, and the food is amazing, guys. I'm very excited. So let's go and sit down. Cheers! This is our starter. We've gone for a cheesy garlic bread pizza, and it looks amazing. Very happy. And they've gone for some sort of fish, so whitebait. Okay, so yeah, tuck it in. Right, our food has arrived. I've gone for a chicken penne pasta with mushrooms, same as Tom. Ads has gone for like a salmon pasta, and Sean's gone for a pizza. So yeah, gonna tuck in. This looks amazing. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this cake. Thank you. Thank you. Woo!
Because you're number one.
Thanks. Poor Leo. No. Thanks. Through the eye. Yes, we are having a quarter of the cake each. Don't judge. Thank you. Thanks. Ooh, lovely.
Do you want corner face?
Corner face for you.
Corner face?
Ooh.
Don't turn two.
Don't turn two.
Going after teeth.
Right, guys, we have just gotten back after that lovely meal, and we are in fact going to head off to the pub. So I'm probably not going to get any reading done the rest of tonight, but how amazing was that cake? I genuinely can't get over it. We've laughed about that meme so many times before, and yeah, Ads had it saved, and she got a personalised cake topper made for me, which is just brilliant. Absolutely loved it. We demolished the cake as well, and now we've got a pretty full stomach to go and have a few drinks. So yeah, I'll probably film some bits for you, but yeah, we are heading off now. Ads is there. And yeah, I'll chat to you guys soon. I did it, guys. I managed to finish Storm and Shadows, but before I give you my final thoughts on that book, I do have a parcel to unbox with you. I do know what this one is, but I wanted to unbox it with you anyway because it's always more fun that way, and I wanted to show off this edition. This is the final book in one of my favourite series, and this series has recently been adapted as well. I have watched the first 2 episodes on BBC iPlayer, and I believe that it may be coming to Netflix, which is very exciting. So you may be able to guess what this book is, or you may have no idea what I'm talking about, but here is a sneak peek. I love those stenciled edges, and then the book Is it the right way? Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, look at that foiling. The book is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson, which is the third and final book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. As I mentioned, this is a favourite series of mine. The first book was definitely my favourite, but I do love it as a whole. And so when these gorgeous editions were announced, I of course pre-ordered all of them, and this is the last one that I needed to complete my collection. So here is a look at the cover in all its glory. Look how beautiful that is. These are the stenciled edges as I've shown previously. The back looks like this, which again has the same design as the front, and then the spine looks like this. This is all printed onto the book itself, by the way. There isn't a dust jacket, which I again really do appreciate. We have this design on the end pages, and I can't remember if this one is signed. Oh, it has a letter from the author in there, so very, very happy to have this book. I think it was my least favourite out of all of the three, however it was a good conclusion, and yeah, as I've said, I have the last book in one of my favourite trilogies in a gorgeous collector's edition that I can display proudly with my other two. Moving on though, because I do need to wrap up this video, I'm just about to start my next weekend reading vlog, which gives you an indication of how much time has passed since my last update. But I did actually finish Shadows and Storms pretty soon after my last update. For those of you who are interested, I had a lovely meal out with Ads, Sean and Tom, as you'll have seen, and Adriana surprised me with honestly the best cake ever, which again I will have put in here, but it's a cake with Leonardo DiCaprio on it, and it says something like, "No, don't turn 25, you're too sexy." So we always send each other memes, and that one was one I sent her a few months back because obviously I was turning 25 and I found it hilarious, and she actually saved it and put it on this cake, and she said it was either going to be a toss-up between that one and the SpongeBob meme which says, "Patrick, what's funnier than 24? And they're like, "What?" And he goes, "25." And they start laughing. So either way, I would have been happy. It just was a really funny surprise because I genuinely wasn't expecting it. I didn't see her with any sort of cake-shaped object going into the restaurant, but she did dash forward actually ahead of us, so that is what she was doing. But the waiters must have been so confused, and the other guests were looking at us as well, because I just could not stop laughing. Like, I was genuinely almost crying with laughter because it just tickled me so much. But the food was lovely. Tom and I had a chicken and mushroom pasta which we devoured. I've never eaten a bowl of pasta so quickly, and honestly we were debating ordering another bowl, but Adriana told me to save room for dessert, and I was gonna order dessert actually, but of course she had the cake, so luckily I didn't get that far. But yeah, the food there is always amazing, and I tend to go for a carbonara when I'm there. I've had the lasagna once, which was also nice but not my favourite, and then this one has kind of taken the top spot, I think. This was such a lovely meal, and I feel like the four of us haven't been out together for a while, so it was really nice to sit down, have a chat and share really funny moments together. And we did also go to our local pub afterwards for a few drinks as well. So all in all, we had a great night, and the day after was a bit of a difficult one, which is why I didn't update you. I woke up and I was feeling awful, and it wasn't because of the drinks. I had 2 gins and lemonades whilst I was out, or pink gin rather. I think it was a peach gin actually, but anyway. And then did I have 1 or 2 pints afterwards? So actually I don't feel like it was too bad, and we'd also had a 3-course meal, so I just think that that day wasn't a good day for me. My hay fever was awful, my eyes were swollen and so red it looked like I'd been crying like all night, and yeah, I just didn't want to put myself on camera, and so I didn't. Do I regret it a little bit? Kind of, but I'm here now to wrap up this video. But yeah, that's essentially why I didn't do it before. Storms and Shadows though was a great book. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, not the full 5, which is such a shame because I've rated all the other books 5 stars. And my reasoning behind it is that this book could have wrapped up a lot quicker. I feel like a lot of it was unnecessary plot, and to be honest we could have wrapped up all of this in the ending of the last book. So that is my main gripe. We did have a lot of conflict, however I don't want to say that the conflict was over too quickly, but I do think that it was. We had a few casualties and fatalities which really did hit me, but in terms of the battle itself, the lead up to it and the aftermath, I feel like it wasn't as high stakes as I thought it was going to be, and there weren't as many fatalities as I thought there were going to be either, which I'm grateful for, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like it was lacking in some sort of element, and that may be because we had a whole book to wrap up this story when I don't feel like we needed to have that. Saying that though, it's a fantastic series. It's one of my new favourites. I have absolutely loved my experience reading this series. I have flown through all of the books. They are all available on Kindle Unlimited for anyone who is wanting to pick up the series. I don't know if I mentioned that previously, but that's how I read them. I've obviously bought the first 3 I think now, and I need to get my hands on the 4th and final book to complete my collection, but they are available through that subscription service if you have a Kindle and you would like to have easier access to those books. Helen Shura is definitely a new favourite author of mine though, and I will be checking out some more of her books. She has a few different fantasy series, or fantasy romance series I should say, that definitely sound appealing to me, and yeah, I would like to give them a go and see whether I enjoy them as much as I did this series. Right, Kiwi has made an appearance, which means that it's probably time to wrap up this vlog because otherwise she's gonna go crazy. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I have no idea what it's like because I haven't imported or edited any of these clips yet, so it's gonna be a nice surprise for me when it comes to editing, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'm loving filming these little weekend vlogs for you guys, and the fact that I have so far managed to read 2 books in 2 vlogs is definitely promising, so I'm hoping to keep up that streak with my next vlog, which I'm starting today as I mentioned, and it's going to be another fun one because it's Adriana's 30th birthday and we are going to a fancy dress party tonight, and I have a fantastic outfit if I do say so myself. So if you do want to catch that vlog, please do make sure to click the subscribe button so that you don't miss it when it goes live. Please don't forget to also give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and in terms of the emoji, I'm going to ask you for a birthday cake because that was a highlight of this one for me. I loved the surprise and it was one of the best cakes ever. So if you have made it this far through but don't have anything in particular that you would like to say, please go ahead and leave me a cake emoji down below to let me know that you were here. But that is it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!